What's going on, everybody? It's Dominic with Power Slap News, and joining me today is the champ, John the Machine Davis. John, how's it going, man?
Going pretty good. Thanks for having me again.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming out. Before we start talking about the new event, Power Slap 3, I want to talk a little bit about Power Slap 2. What was
Let's
going
do
through
it.
your mind when you heard "and still"?
Uh, I mean, relief. I was so relieved to maintain the belt, because like I said there, I wasn't too sure because of how everything went up there about the call that was going to get made. I couldn't have been mad about either call that got made, whether it was and still or new. So I was very happy to come out on top.
One thing I know everyone is curious about is your shoulder injury. How's that been since the event? Anything took place there?
It's luckily I got an MRI done. Nothing's torn.
Mm-hmm.
Bone bruising and a few little things that they want to keep an eye on. So I got to get some PT set up and a little bit of work from some doctors here and there. And I should be hopefully back sooner than later. I don't have an exact time, but sooner than later is definitely what I'm going for.
But nothing there that's like requiring immediate surgery, nothing like that.
No, no, that's what the MRI was going to tell. So once I got that done and the results sent to the doctor in Vegas, he got to overlook everything and recommend a plan of action for me to take. And there was no surgery involved for anything, like I said, because I was super lucky.
Hmm.
Nothing was torn. It was again just like a freak thing that kind of happened there, and had to again wing it and come home with what's sitting over there behind me still.
Well, I know you're a tough guy, you're a hard worker. Did you get any time off work or they just send you right back into the fire?
Uh, I actually luckily had like the 4 days off after I got home between the holiday and everything. But even with being hurt, working wasn't that big of an issue. I don't really need that much to do what it is that I do for the moment.
Well, that's good to hear. In terms of Power Slap 3, I know you got some big news for us. What's going on at Power Slap 3?
I officially get to be a coach for Power Slap 3, so I'm super pumped about that. It not only gives me the break that I need to get my stuff squared away, it also is a new opportunity that they're handing me to be a coach, and also an even bigger opportunity because it's International Fight Week. So I wanted to be down there one way or another, especially as a champ and a representative. So to be able to represent as a champion and a coach, definitely I feel like is going to be hopefully helpful in any way that I can be, but also an experience that I'm really glad I got.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. I know we talked about that before about you wanting to possibly step into like a coaching role, even like hosting like a house thing, like the road to the title, like be one of those type of like coaches there. So do you think this is a possible step to that position, that type of role?
At this point, I mean, anything could happen, so I won't say no. It's definitely in the conversation when it comes up next. So as soon as, like I said, I get the chance to have a sit down convo with the brass, and hopefully, drop that seed in their ear, because what people got to realize at the end of the day, it's going to be whatever they want. So you can give them the idea and hopefully they run with it, and if not, you just can't really be upset, because they're the ones doing all the extra stuff. We got to do the hard work and the getting hit and all that, but they're putting all this stuff together, which I know is no small task.
Well, that was going to lead me to my next question is what does this entail for you, right? Are there going to be some experienced fighters on your side there that maybe won't need too much of your attention? You're going to kind of let them do their thing. They know what they're doing. And you're going to focus more on like some of these new cats coming up that maybe have those first time jitters still kind of in their own head. Or is there more to that? Are you going to be doing like a little bit of a training prep at the Performance Institute? Like what's this entail for you?
As soon as I get down there, of course, whatever I got business I have to take care of, because I don't know if they'll have me doing anything extra. But really giving people the option, if they have questions, I'll gladly talk to them about stuff. If they're the OGs and they respectfully, because I asked Donovan when he was my coach, I said, unless I'm hurt or down and you need to come up there, I said, don't bother coming up there because I'm good. You know, you can hear them from the background and everything. But also, like you were saying, if people want to train and go over stuff, you know, if someone's got to make weight, and I don't care if they're on my team or not, when it comes to making weight, I'll go run with you to make sure whoever it is on weight, because
Nice.
the more we keep the reputation of making weight, unlike other places, the better I see, because we are professionals. So that's what I would prefer. But, you know, I'm open to helping anybody. You know, I like you said, in the future, if this opens up to a role for me helping people from other countries try and figure out how they can knock me out, I'll gladly give them the information, you know, and see what they can do with it.
So you got no secrets that you're holding close to the chest. You're gonna lay it all out there. If people want to pick your brain, you're an open book. It doesn't matter the team. You're willing to kind of put the effort in and for the benefit of the sport.
Yeah, and in all reality, I think everybody's physically made up different, so everybody moves different. You know, I move different with my left hand compared to my right hand. So, you know, whoever, like I said, whoever's got questions and is trying to figure something out, and if I can help them, I gladly will.
Well, you brought up the weight, and I think that's interesting because we did see, I think a lot of people say that they want to move weight classes. A lot of people trying to figure out where they're
Oh,
comfortable in
yeah.
this new sport. So do you think that might be a big part of your role this time around, is helping these people make the way into these new weight classes that they're stepping in?
For the most part, hopefully they're close before they get
Mm.
down there. Like I said, you know, it's their decision on how they want to do that, and if they want to take my advice on it, it's be as close to weight as possible when, you know, before you even get down there, if not already making weight.
For sure.
um but like you said, helping people make weight that are going to these new weight classes, you know, gladly, like I said, to make sure everyone's, you know, going where they need to be and getting the job done is all I really care about at this point.
So are you telling them, because I know when I talked to Ryan Phillips when he's coaching, one of the things he's really gearing them up for, getting them ready, is that camera is going to be in your face. This is your moment. Kind of own your moment. Are you going to be giving them that same type of advice? Or are you going to tell them more like, hey, ignore the cameras, you get up there, stay focused to do a job? Or is that going to vary kind of person to person?
That's, I'm gonna say, is the same as technique. It's gonna
Mm.
vary from person to person. You know, some people don't have the personality. Some, you know, obviously people have told me mine's kind of come out a little bit more as time's gone on. So, you know, then you have, you know, Ryan Phillips himself, who definitely was a larger than life character from the beginning before the coaching position. So, um,
We saw
I just,
you. Sorry to cut you off. We saw
no, you're
you do
good.
the archer for that was like, did that you have that figured out, or that kind of spur of the moment thing? Because we didn't see you do anything like that in the first one.
I knew, because Wesley was and I had definitely started going at one another before we even had signed contracts yet. You know, it wasn't publicly known we were going to fight, so we had definitely turned it up early. And it was one of those decisions I made in the moment. If I was good enough to do it, I was going to do it. But if he would have wobbled me, probably not so much.
You working on other ones? Like, I think using the little foam thing was cool. Like maybe a golf next time you get hit, you look
Uh,
around and then pop.
I don't know. Those are the kind of secrets I will keep. I'll help
Uh,
with techniques, but when it comes to the artsy part up there of putting on the show, because that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the personality of the person, you know, if they're comfortable, you know, kind of showing off, getting a little bit rowdy up there, the cameras love it. But also for like the newer guys, like you're saying, that are going to be coming on, they haven't had the television experience like some of us, where it was 24/7 with a camera in your grill. So at this point, you know, when they're not around for half the time, it's pretty easy and convenient. I'm still checking for a mic pack every now and then.
well, you seem like you're really calm and cool when the media is in your face. I saw you doing that interview they were getting you at, like the Apex in between the hallway there, and like you just seem calm, cool, collective, owning the moment. How do you teach that? Is there any way to teach that, or is it an experience thing only?
um I don't know, because I'm so anxious the whole time that I'm just on edge. So whenever that stuff happens, I really got to let it flow and just hope that I don't start stuttering and dropping too many ums and ihs in there. You know, that's the biggest thing I've got to work on. But usually, I can be ready with the mindset when I'm going there that it's going to pop up anywhere at any time. And, like again, at the hotel, if I end up doing an interview with you guys or whoever else is walking around with cameras and stuff, it's got to kind of be expected because I'm at work almost 24/7 when we're in Vegas, because I could be eating dinner and have a camera crew roll up on me, it's happened a couple times.
Well, let me say from my point of view, you're doing an excellent job. Like whenever I see you with the big cameras and all the big media around you, they got the boom mic and like I'm getting flustered. I'm like, oh boy, can I walk through there? And you just seem like you're owning that moment. So from a third party, let me tell you, I think you're killing that. And if you can pass that on, because we've seen people like Austin Turpin really take their moment in the sun and like really run with it. And I feel like other people maybe missed that opportunity, missed that shot to kind of like own the camera, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say authenticity is key, be your authentic self. Even if it's you being wild. And again, that thing that I pulled on Wesley there, him and we were going at it more than any other competitor, especially I think maybe even in this whole thing other than the very beginning. So, like the press conference definitely showed that. And again, it shows to where, again, and maybe the newer guys are going to have to learn that you've really got to separate the friendship or that brotherhood that you get in this while you're up there, because there's really not room for it when you're up there, because we both called each other out when we were in that fight, if people didn't realize, because he says some choice words to me at one point about not quitting, and then when he didn't want to hit me again, I might have said something back about telling him to hit me again.
Yeah.
So it's the name of the game. And like I said before, you're different entities of people when you're up there, and that's really what you've got to be ready for. It's a multitude of things, I think, and that's why maybe those little interviews are easier compared to a crowd of people, mics hanging over your head, camera people trying not to fall off the podium with the referees and whoever moving below you, because that's a lot of action happening at once. And I'm ADD, so I'm usually all over the place, but luckily in that moment, honing in on that tunnel vision that I personally get definitely helps.
Well, how about this, John? Because you seem to be doing, I think, a good job with that. You got some big experience now behind your back. Could you see yourself possibly filling in that third seat with Michael Bisping there on the announcer desk? Like, is that something in your cards in the future, or is that not for you? Too much cameras, too much lights. That's you want to step away from that.
No, absolutely. I would love to do that. Entertainment is definitely one of the key things I've tried to talk about bringing into this, before and after. I'm looking to make a career however I can with this. And if it comes to breaking it down, I don't see, there's only probably going to be a handful of people who really from the beginning of this are going to break it down the way that they enjoy, and also have that camaraderie with Dan and Michael, because a lot of us have spent a decent amount, and also Charlie, can't forget her, a lot of time with all three of them. We sit down and have our meetings, and then you catch them in the hallways walking around, and it's definitely an experience. But I would love nothing more that I don't know about a suit. That's where I might have an issue with the suit thing, but
You wear
I
your
definitely
jersey
wouldn't
and
be
your
opposed
boots.
to, yeah, my jersey and my boots. I'm definitely not opposed to going up there and commentating. I think that would be fun.
Are you going to coach in the boots? Are we still going to see the boots come out with the coaching?
Oh, they'll be there, whether they're there for coaching or not, it depends on what they say. I'm sure I can get away with it if I want to, but I guess we'll find out, because who knows? I might wind up with a new pair before I get down there.
Well, I'm saying you want to go 3 for 3, right? You've had them at every single power slap. I mean, if you got them, if you see you out there in those like wrestling shoes, you're gonna look out of place. You got to have those. Got to stay true to, like you said, stay true to who you are. If you
Exactly.
cowboy boots.
Exactly.
Um, One other thing I wanted to ask you, John, and this is something that a lot of people have been bringing up, and I know we talked about it before. Like this is a mental sport. This is a mental game. Even before you get to Vegas, right? Like it's in your head. You're taking a hit. It's gonna happen. Coin toss is coming up. Nerves are jittering. Anxiety. The plane is ticking every day. It's getting closer. Some of these guys hit this like dump, right? They get this build up, build up, build up. And then when they get to Vegas, it's just adrenaline dump, energy dump. And it's because they were in their own head too much. What are you doing shed some light those like couple days leading up. Are you with family? Are you still training? Are you staying in the zone? Like, what do you do to not have those big adrenaline jumps, but stay ready?
I definitely stay active.
Mm.
You know, I'll stay running, whether it's I'll still get up early when I'm in Vegas, even with the time change, and try and run and do something in the morning before we go. I'll run at night if I can't sleep. You know, the one night I was running around at midnight because I couldn't really get myself to sleep. But you know, people would really need to take it seriously in the aspect of, you know, being mentally prepared to A, deal with the travel, and B, you know, be ready to be down there and have to deal with all of the overwhelmingness that's going to happen. You know, you need to prepare. Like how you prepare, I can't really tell you because everybody's different mentally. Me myself, I just keep my routine as close to a normal as possible. You know, get up in the morning, call home, see what everybody's doing, let them know I'm gonna probably go get myself an energy drink and a bacon and egg sandwich at the gas station or something, and then go run, or you know, whatever the day starts off with. Because if the schedule is early, hopefully you get done earlier and then you can go about your business. But you know, and also talking while
Mm.
you're down there, that's definitely one of those things. Even if it's not to the guys in Power Slap or your whoever you have down there with you, like you said, if you're around family and stuff. The past two events I've had family and friends to come down to be there with me, so that was cool, especially fight day, because I feel like you said, fight day, you don't have a whole lot going on, so you've got the whole first half of the day to just kind of do whatever. And you know, like you said, you can really get yourself psyched out in that time period if you're
Yeah.
not prepared to, you know, deal with, again, the angst and the freaking out because you know you're about to get cracked in the face.
I think we saw that, man. I don't want to call anybody out or mention any names, but I think we definitely saw some people kind of like before they got on that shuttle, they were already spent. They were like on this like roller coaster of high, low, high, like that morning, getting themselves like riled up and then calming down. And then getting on that bus, they already looked kind of gassed. And it was like, oof, they're in a mental battle right now, right? They're in this like mental, they can't figure it out, right?
I'd agree. I'd say that was everybody, you know,
Mm,
because definitely with the amount of issues they had during the whole show,
mm.
I don't know how many fouls technically happened, but I know it was not a pleasable amount. So none is a pleasable amount, let alone whatever we had to deal with. But definitely some work that needs to be done in that aspect. But I am happy that the calls were made and things were taken care of the way they should be. You know, it may be disappointing in one aspect, but I'm thankful in another, because that's exactly why we are here, and the commission is there to make the calls against, not, you know, I take every call made against me, and I hope everyone does too, because at this point, you know, we're all still learning and you got to get a lot figured out.
Yeah, right. There's still a little bit of growing pains left in this sport to just figure out. I think you're right. I think we did see a way better kind of game, and not only from the strikers really cleaning up their game, but from the referees and officials as well. Right. We did see the calls that were supposed to be made. They were getting called. I think everyone still points up one or two that slipped through, but hey, Power Slap 2, still some kinks to grind out of this thing. Power Slap 3, what's your estimated? How many fouls we're going to get?
I don't know, because I know, going back to your question earlier, my main focus to everybody as a whole is going to
Mm.
be keeping it clean, you know, and I always try and, you know, not just pride myself on trying to keep it clean, but also, you know, practicing that
Mm.
way. So that's the thing that I really hope people are doing, is they're going the extra mile to get the clean shots, because that's what it comes down to. Obviously, you know, I won that way, AJ won that way. If it wasn't for the calls being made, then the script would be flipped in two different ways.
Fair. So, is it going to be Coach Davis or Coach John?
I don't know. I don't know, because I got some of these nice sunglasses over here that I put on as the coach. So I might be down there with a whistle, and we'll be doing push-ups till I throw up. But we'll see when I get down there, you know.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a sir, yes sir kind of attitude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know what color they gave you, red or blue?
I couldn't tell you
Don't know.
anything other than the fact that I get to go down there. So other than that, I won't even know till I show up or until I get another email.
Well, then, as a coach, let me ask you this, Coach John. Who do you got? Mark Zuckerberg, or Elon Musk?
Oh, someone asked me this the other day and I didn't get to answer them back. I don't know. I don't know. It depends on Elon's jujitsu game, because I know old Zuckerberg's out there rolling on the mat. So I think that's going to make a big difference.
I, I
But
I put my money on Zuckerberg.
I think they just need to slap fight is what they should do. They
That's what
can
I
they
said.
can they can be the next fight before me so that way they can warm up the crowd before I come out. It would be great. And
I
I can give
mean,
them both some pointers. Want to talk about coaching? I can really help those guys out and I think maybe they can help me too.
that would,
I could use a Tesla sponsorship.
that would be one hell of a sponsorship. They like wrap it with Power Slap or something for you, and you can get like the slap machine or something like that.
They can give me the Tesla truck. I'll take that.
The Cybertruck. You want one of those bad boys? You don't think you'd be made fun
Oh,
of?
I mean, I'm gonna get made fun of no matter what. I really don't care. So why not? It'd be fun.
You drive that thing to the job site and you plug it in. I think some people will be giving you some chirps, John.
Oh, I mean, why not? What else is new? Let's make it a little bit more fun on my end so that way I can really talk smack about it. I'm like, you don't have one of these? What?
Oh, is yours not customly wrapped by the man himself?
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Yours didn't get signed on the dashboard.
That would be awesome, man. I do appreciate your time. I do think that's a lot of fun. I think there's a lot to happen in this sport. We're just growing. Seeing you in a coach role, I think is going to be really fun. And I think there's going to be a big opportunity for these guys. I hope a lot of them really don't get cold feet and like reach out to you and say, hey man, let's spend some time. Let's do an hour here or come to my room and help me with my form a little bit. Cause I know you're honestly here for it. And I hope whoever's on your team, or even like you said, you're open to anybody. I hope they reach out to you, and I hope you guys do kind of like elevate this thing together, right?
Absolutely. When Wolverine said in the last press conference about making this a bigger thing and getting more eyes on it and more people into it, that's the only thing that we can do. If it and for the naysayers, as always, we can't forget them. Like if it wasn't us, then who would it be doing this anyway? Because it would be somebody.
Yeah.
So whoever it was is going to get the backlash, and I'll take it because y'all are weak sauce out there and have some very crappy insults. Someone called me a donut, bro. Oh,
So that, I guess, real quick, then what's your social media been like now? Because now I know you blew up initially when you became champion, and now you've kind of maintained it. You've done a lot of like hype stuff for UFC and like promotion in between. Are you still getting these haters out there? I know I haven't asked that question in a while. Are they still coming out like swarms of hornets?
not as much, I would
Hmm.
say, but definitely still in random spurts. It's got to be. I don't even believe it's real people half the time, so I just usually don't even engage with it anymore. I just give it a like, or if it's something funny that I can have a good quick comment back to, I will. But other than that, there is a lot of good stuff too, especially with people reaching out. I had a guy have me do a birthday wish for his son because he wanted one of those. So that was definitely nice to have someone reach out and be able to do that.
That's really cool, man. Like somebody just like wanted to do like a cameo kind of thing with you. Is that the first one ever? Someone said, "Hey, my son's a fan. Can he send you some fan art? Like you get any of those yet? People ask you for a PO box?"
No, I haven't had any fan art, but that was the first one where someone actually reached out and wanted me to say something. I usually, when I answer people, especially folks from other countries, they're usually like, "Oh my God, I never thought you'd answer me," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am not that busy right now. I got time. You said hello and congratulations. Of course, I'm gonna try and take the time to get back to you."
Wow, man, that's so awesome. I know a lot of people spoke very highly of you back when it was like Road to the Title. They were like, John Davis or Jesse Nutting, one of them is going to be nicest guy of the house. Like you two have really shown your colors throughout all of this and like both on and off. What do you say? What do you guys say? The court, the field, the mat. What do you guys call the power slap arena there amongst yourselves?
That's the table, man. We're up there at the
Table.
table.
Up there at the table. So when you're up there at the table, you handle yourself very respectfully, but then even outside of the table, you guys are, you're keeping it 100 with everybody. You're really here for the sport. And I think I think people see that, John. I think more than like the circle of slappers, I do think that's why you have the fans. That's why you have people reaching out on social media. And that's super awesome. Like that positivity you bring to this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, that's definitely one of my main goals in this, is to just any way that I can create that, because I know everybody's life, have bad days and they need, a pick me up. And if I can be that for someone, because when, I didn't always have a pick me up back in the day, I have them every time I'm looking around the corner now. So, I'm lucky enough to have what I have. So if I can help someone out, and even if it's just by the words that I'm saying in a simple podcast or conversation, or a quick clip of a reel of them Bisbing saying, "Get this man a beer," because I was crazy enough to throw the right again. I'll take it.
I just want to point out to everybody, the person we're talking about right now is John Davis, the champion. However, if you have him as your coach and you got Coach Davis and he's out there with the sunglasses on and the camo the camo wife beater, that's a different guy. Don't get it twisted. If he's your coach, different guy.
Oh yeah. They'll know. They'll feel me. They'll feel the presence happen as I turn the corner.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see that the elevated John. I can't wait to interview Coach John and see what that's like. We're gonna be out in Vegas. We'll be there. We know you're gonna be there now. That's super excited to know that you're gonna be out there. Before I let you go, man, anything you want to let the people know besides this coaching? Anything else that you got going on?
Just dropped my first episode of my own podcast, Preventative Maintenance, the other day. You can check it out on YouTube at the moment. I'll be getting it onto more platforms as soon as I can, but I've shared it on my Instagram and Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at John_Davis_JMD, Twitter at Mr. John Davis 185, and I do have a TikTok, but I run it off my other phone every so often. I forget what it's even called right now, but if you can find it, add it. I'm working on making all of this stuff hopefully full time in the future. That would be great.
Well, I'll grab the links from you. I'll put them all down below, especially the link to the podcast. I'll put that down there. If you're not following, everybody, make sure you're following. John's got a wealth of knowledge and he's giving it to you guys for free. Don't let that go away. Make sure you're following the champ. Power Slap 3, July 7th. He's coaching. This is brand new role for the champ himself. I'm excited. You excited, John?
Absolutely. Don't let everyone forget. July 7th, free on Rumble. Tune in, folks. Tune in.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate your time as always. And we're going to let you go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.